Hello, I'm Steve Royal, construction manager for A.O. Reed. This is our Theater District Living and Learning neighborhood. It is approximately 1.5 million square feet. 800,000 square feet is for residential dorm use, 100,000 is for dining and academics, and then the rest of it is a 1,200 parking space underground garage structure, which is 3 stories deep. The location is Theater District, which is part of the UCSD campus.
So you're in building 5, second floor. This is a distribution floor, and this basically serves, this is all of our hydronic piping for the heating hot water system that serves all the radiant panels. That is basically comfort heating for the dorm rooms. This floor is just, this is all offices. And then it's just a distribution floor with the offices basically, and then everything, it's just serving everything upstairs to the dorms. Where our distribution piping branches off and goes all the way up the tower and serves all the radiant panels, which there's 1,680 something radiant panels in this project, which is a lot. Our guys across the way over here fitting up for some of the distribution piping serving the radiant panels. For our parts of the project, like down here for instance, so this would be a typical dorm room. And most of that piping you saw down below serves all of these risers right here. And when these exterior panels come in, when they get set, our radiant panels will mount to that wall, and that's where the students are getting their heating from this piping right here. All the heating hot water will flow through there into their radiant panel and essentially heat this room up. So this is student housing. This whole floor is where the students will be living. So it's just dorm rooms.
This is floor 5 of building 5. This is all residential, and what's unique about this project is all these walls that are stacked behind you, these are all coming out fabricated. So this is a great example of something that we haven't seen much in San Diego, is off-site fabrication for every single wall. They get bundled up and sent out, and then they get stood. And you can see if you come around the corner how we start to rough in all of our plumbing prior to the walls being stood.
We have on this floor, we started standing our vertical waste and water risers. There's a set of them right here, and then you can see them all down that way, the rest of the building. And what this is a sew vent system, so there's actually not a vent piping. It's all inclusive with waste and vent all in the same piping. It cuts down on install time and the amount of material in the building. And then we'll install verticals floor by floor, and then they stand up all these prefab walls that you see around us in these crates. And then once the walls are up, we come back and do our overhead.
We have our radiant panel piping. It's something we've never really done before. We have these, our branch lines that actually connect to the radiant panel. We have these pre-bent in our shop on one of our big manual benders, and this is pretty much a bulletproof system. And so with all these panels it's serving, you know, we have like 1,680 panels, and every one of these panels will have this style piping in it that is being bent at our shop. So we're mass producing these right now as we speak, but it makes for a really bulletproof system, so we don't have to worry about drywallers coming in here and breaking them like they're copper lines or anything. So, and it's fast. So It's pretty awesome system. So I should add to this that all of this piping has been modeled with our detailing department, and it went straight from our detailing department right into being able to produce these and prefabricate them. So from detailing to prefabbing them, here to the job site and installing them. So it's a pretty fast turnaround on a pretty bulletproof system.
So from here, the shaft duct starts from level 3. We have it roughed up to level 9. What we have is what we call self-duct, so that kind of replaces the fire smoke damper. We test through that. As you can tell, that's the way it's been capped with plastic and the duct tape. So we technically don't need to test it because it's under 2-inch water gauge, but since it's in the shaft, we did it anyways. So to make sure we eliminate any leaks if there was to have any.
Building 5, and looking out this direction is Building 4. That building is going to be 21 stories. It's currently up to 13. The building we're in right now is going to go up to 16. But what you can see over there from a distance is all of the duct risers, the heating hot water risers on the perimeter, and you can see some of the rough-in for some of the plumbing, although it's hard to see because it's so small from here. There's 5 buildings total here. 3 of them will be built later this summer, and we'll show you that from the top of this building.
We're at Building 5, Level 13, which is another residential floor, but it provides a good vantage point for the parking garage, which is out here. There'll be 3 more buildings that are built on top of this parking garage, which is 4 stories. So over here to the left side, they're starting to actually bring the parking garage up. Right down here in the center, you can see we're doing our underground install. And then on this right side, they're building the last core for what will eventually be Building 1. So they'll have 4 levels of parking, and then you get a 9, a 10, and an 11-story building on top of that for buildings 1, 2, and 3.
On this project, the building here, Building 4 on the other side of me, that will be the tallest building in San Diego County from sea level up. It's 660 feet above sea level. The biggest building in downtown right now is right about 500. And they designed these buildings to take the trade winds off the ocean to funnel the wind through the buildings without changing the direction of the wind. So it was pretty unique studies they did on wind flow coming out of the canyons behind us. This is the shoring system to get ready to place the concrete up above us. This all comes down once there is concrete. This concrete pour is in about 4 days, and we're going to head up there right now to look at it.
Teeth deck, and this is what goes on up here. This is all placement before concrete placement. All the red, all the PT cables that get pulled to tension. This is where we put all of our sleeves and all of our blue bangers and sleeves go in place before concrete so we can hang all of our piping from. Setting our risers that go down to the next 4 floors. We'll be setting those today, but yeah, there's a lot of activity up here. This is what happens before placement of concrete. We got to get all of our sleeves and bangers and everything installed. So that's the placing boom where they will actually bring the concrete down in the trucks on the ground level, and they'll pump it up the building through the slick line. Comes out the placing boom. That boom stretches out from end to end and pours all the concrete. So once everything's in place, they will start placing the concrete.